different view is Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco. He is not enforcing what the governor is saying. He says he refuses to make criminals out of law-abiding business owners. Sheriff Bianco, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what is your bottom line point, and what is your main message to the governor tonight?
You know, exactly what you just said. I can't morally make a criminal out of someone that is trying to feed their family a legal way. And this goes, let's take out of account the order. I don't believe the order is necessarily legal anyway. And when we really get down to it, we've made this 100% political now. I just listened to the doctor say the 1 death in 14 days. I hope we all realize that is statistically impossible. Sure. That's never going to happen.
Sure.
So he's basically saying.
I want to jump in here and say that that's the thing that jumped out at me. And your board of supervisors asked for just a consideration. They would send a letter to the governor saying, please, this is not possible the way our county is constructed. It's so unrealistic and so ridiculous. Why are they clinging to that?
To me, it's 100% obvious. There's no intention of letting businesses go back to work. This is complete, his control, government control over our economy, over our businesses, over our livelihood. And, quite honestly, it's just wrong. And the majority of people believe, just like I do, that it is wrong.
Do you what would be the governor's incentive to do that, though? Doesn't he benefit politically if the state is back open and business is going well? I mean, business is shut down. How does that help him?
I don't know. We're going outside of my business opinion and going to my personal opinion. The personal opinion, he made it very clear at the very beginning of April that he was going to use this virus as an agenda machine, and he was going to change the way he governed. He absolutely said in an interview that he would use a progressive agenda to change how we do business, change government. And you can't tell me that he's going to go back on that now and say that, oh, no, it's a medical reason, because it's not. We know it's not medical anymore.
I don't know what the science would be on that 14-day. The federal criteria, the CDC's criteria, you're essentially meeting all of those. And your board of supervisors has asked for consideration on the ones that are impossible. Has there been any response from the governor's office?
Not yet, not that I'm aware of. I have a very good relationship with the supervisors. We speak all the time. The governor has not reached out to them at all for their opinion. He's never been to Riverside County. He doesn't know what it's like here, what we're going through here, what we're fighting, he's not been in contact with our medical system to see what we're doing. So he's making these, sitting in a room somewhere, making these decisions that affect the entire state, including Riverside County, knowing nothing about Riverside County. Right, so it makes it very, very difficult.
So I contacted the governor's office for their response. We offered them to come on with you tonight. They referred me to the Health and Human Services Agency. They sent me this information, a statement saying that Riverside County, they gave us some information. I want to put it up on the screen, showing the number of cases in Riverside County. More than 5,000 cases, 249 deaths, 184 patients still hospitalized. And there's an increasing number of infections, according to them.
I looked it up. It's at a slower rate. It's increasing, but it's at a very slow rate.
They also said this: there is a process for counties to move more quickly to reopen in stage 2, which is submitting an attestation to the state certifying that the county has successfully limited COVID-19, has enough hospital capacity and enough testing, among other criteria. At present, Alcohol Beverage Control has contacted 10 premises in Riverside County since March 19th for violating the governor's stay-at-home order. And the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology has initiated at least 53 investigations into establishments that would violate the order. They said that 20 counties have filed official paperwork with the state to move forward towards reopening restaurants, but Riverside County hasn't. Why haven't you? And what's your response to what the governor's team or the Health and Human Services team is saying?
That is the most unbelievably childish thing I've ever read in my life. So basically what he's saying, it has absolutely nothing to do with medical. It has nothing to do with saving our hospitals, the influx of our hospitals, or flattening the curve. It's we're going to be punished because the ABC had to come out and investigate businesses. What does any of that have to do with the amount of cases we have in our hospital situation? Those numbers sound great when you throw them on a piece of paper and you just throw them in front of on your screen. but we have 2.5 million people in this county. That's 0.000007%. That is not a large number. That is a very minuscule number. And that is proof that this has absolutely nothing to do with medical anymore.
And I'm looking at the application. They filed it publicly on what the Board of Supervisors was asking from the state. Maybe they didn't do the actual criteria because they know they're going to be rejected because of these particular elements they're asking to be considered otherwise.
So if there is another outbreak because of what's happening right now, will you feel responsible in some way?
You know, when you say if there is another outbreak, I mean, if the outbreak continues, I mean, what are we going to consider another outbreak? As long as we keep testing, we're always going to get positive tests. We know it's a virus. It's nothing different than a flu virus if you're trying to get numbers. So we know that those numbers are going to increase with testing. We know that there will be more people test positive. That's the only way we can not do that is quit testing. So the numbers don't make sense. The math doesn't make sense. Reality of what we're dealing with in the county is not being put into play. There's no common sense being used. To me, it just makes it 100% political. The part about me not going out and making criminals of people, you know, it is. I mean, that's any law enforcement officer. We have the ability to have the discretion at any type of arrest. And this is one of those where, you know, when it doesn't make sense, you don't make an arrest. And this certainly doesn't make sense anymore.
And just lastly, so are you concerned that the governor may come in and sort of supersede you in some way, that they may start trying to shut down these businesses? Have you heard of that? Have they warned about that in any way?
You know, I hope that's not going to be the case. And really, all I have to say to that is, I mean, what's he going to do? I mean, I hope, you know, he's a politician, and I hope he doesn't do that, because that certainly would just show that, oh, somebody wronged him, so, you know, he's going to take it out on them. I don't know. I hope he would. I hope it wouldn't resort to that, but I guess you never know.
Well, we really do thank you for sharing your views.
Thanks,
we appreciate you coming on.